Hi, I'm Alex Colon, and welcome to One Cool Thing. I'm here with Angela Mascaratolo, and today we're going to talk about the Fitbit Charge 5. This is Fitbit's latest and arguably greatest fitness tracker. It's $179.99. We've given it 4.5 stars and an Editor's Choice Award, and we're here today to break it down, tell you everything about it, how it's different from Fitbit's other trackers, how it's different from the Charge 4, and whether it's worth upgrading. So, Angela, just to start things off, why don't you give us a little overview about the tracker itself?
Yeah, so I'll show you it. The big thing about it is the display. So we have a color touch screen on here with an always on display option. And for me, that is a big thing to have that always on display option, to be able to just glance down at your wrist and check the time.
And you
Just
don't
use
get
it.
that with any other Fitbit trackers, right?
Yeah, none of the other Fitbit trackers have an always on display. And so compared to last year's model, I'll show you, which was the Charge 4. The Charge 5 is $30 more, and this is the special edition last year. It has a grayscale display and a plastic case, whereas this year's version has that color touchscreen and aluminum case. So it has a better design. It's something that you're actually going to want to wear more. And that's really the big thing. It has a couple more advanced features that Fitbit first introduced on the $300 Sense smartwatch. And that really makes what was already an excellent fitness tracker even better in pretty much every way. So it really is, like you said, the latest and greatest, and pretty much the best Fitbit fitness tracker yet.
So one thing we should clarify is you just mentioned the $300 Fitbit Sense. Now, we're not necessarily comparing the Charge 5 to the Sense because Fitbit considers the Sense a smartwatch, as opposed to the Charge 5, which is a fitness tracker. Now, they do share a lot of the same features, but things like apps and stuff that you get on the smartwatch, you don't get on Fitbit standard trackers.
Yes. And so what we are comparing it to is the other trackers in the Fitbit lineup, and that is the Luxe. And we were recently on here talking about that model. I have it right here. It looks a lot like the Charge 5, or I guess I could say the Charge 5 looks a lot like the Luxe because it came out first. But
Yeah, the Lux is like a smaller version of it.
yes, it's thinner.
Mhm.
It's a thinner tracker, so you can wear it alongside other bracelets. And it has a stainless steel case, which is shinier than the one on the Charge 5. It's a little bit more matte of a metal, since it's aluminum versus stainless steel. The thing about the Luxe is you're not going to get some of the more advanced features, such as a GPS for tracking your pace and distance while you're working out without your phone. And you're not going to have some of those more advanced health tracking features that I alluded to that Fitbit brought over from the Sense. And we can talk about that. And then the other one that you have in the Fitbit lineup that we're comparing it to is the Inspire 2. And that one, I don't have it here out with me, but it has a plastic case. It's thin like the Luxe, but it also has a gray scale display. So that's the entry level one. It's $99.95. The Luxe is $149.95. And then the Charge 5 is $179.95. And the Charge is really going to be the best option for most people if you could afford it, because it's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Not only out of every Fitbit that we've tested, but out of any Fitbit, any fitness tracker that we've tested, Fitbit or not.
Right. And we were just talking about this earlier when we were working on your review. And we looked at all the other fitness trackers that are out there in this price range, like around $200. And comparatively, the Charge 5, it just offers more features, the always on display, better battery life. Right now, it really is sort of the best deal in that price range.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you want something that looks better, I do highly recommend the Garmin Lily. Take a look at that. It's $50 more than the Charge 5, but it does, and it doesn't have a GPS, but it really does good fitness tracking and has a lot of advanced health features and some safety features that aren't available on the Charge 5, such as the ability to contact your emergency contacts if you need to. And it's not that much more. And if you get, I have the Charge 5 on here with the accessory band. This is the sport accessory band. It has the holes in it. I really like it a lot. I don't know if you guys can see it. My light's kind of bright, but this is the lilac one, and it's vented, so, and it's really comfortable. It's nice. The typical band that comes with it is a regular silicone strap.
And so you're going to pay more if you want to change bands, right?
Yeah. So then if you want to get an accessory band, which this accessory band costs $30 more, then you're going to be paying exactly as much as the Garmin Lily anyway. And you know, with the Garmin Lily, it's all about the design. If you don't like the look of a traditional fitness tracker, this rectangular screen, and you want more of a classic watch look that is going to transition from work to happy hour to being able to track your fitness when you go to the gym or runs or whatever, then the Garmin is the better option for style.
All right. So earlier you had mentioned that the Charge 5 has some new features that it borrowed from the Sense smartwatch. Do you want to go over what some of those new features are?
Yeah, so the first one that we'll talk about is, it's called an electrodermal activity sensor, an EDA sensor. And as far as I know, Fitbit is pretty much the only one doing this right now, but it measures, so the Charge 5 has stainless steel panels on the sides right here, and then on the other side. So what you do is you take your thumb and your pointer finger and you hold them on those sensors right there. You swipe to the EDA scan app, and then what it does is it measures small electrical changes in your skin's sweat level, which could be an indication of stress. So basically, it'll tell you how many EDA responses it picked up during the scan. You can make the scan anywhere from 2 to 7 minutes, where you're holding it like I described before. So anywhere from 2 to 7 minutes, and then it'll tell you how many EDA responses it registered. And the lower the amount of responses that you get, the better. So this basically, the benefit of this is it helps quantify the benefits of mindfulness or meditation. So with the Charge 5, you're going to get a 6-month Fitbit Premium subscription, free for 6 months. And in that, they have all kinds of meditations, as well as even workout classes that you can take through the app. But I really like the meditation features, and they even have meditations with Deepak Chopra. So what you would do is you would start a meditation on the phone and listen to it, or you can even watch it. They have video along with it. Or, you know, any other meditation app that you want to use, or you can just sit there and silently breathe and do your own type of meditation, right? Just follow your breath. And then, so you set it for however long that meditation is, or however long you want to do it, 2 to 7 minutes. And at the end of the session, you'll look at the screen on the Charge 5, and it'll tell you how many EDA responses it found. And then it'll tell you the difference in your heart rate from the beginning of the session to the end of the session. So you can kind of track that over time to see, you know, we all know that meditation is good for us, but it's one of those things where it's easier said than done, right? A lot of people, it's nice in theory, but it's like, you know, I don't really want to do it. I don't really feel like it. I don't really think that it does anything, right? But this, you can actually see, okay, over the course of that 2-minute meditation, my heart rate lowered 10 points. Like, wow, okay, now I feel calmer, but now there's evidence of that. You can kind of track those EDA responses over time. So that's cool. That's the only Fitbit fitness tracker with this feature. And out of Fitbit smartwatches, the Sense is the only one with it. And then the other one is an ECG feature. And, you know, a lot of smartwatches are starting to get this feature. We saw it, I think we saw it first on the Apple Watch, but the ECG feature, it basically checks your heart rhythm and can check for signs of like atrial fibrillation, which is an irregular heart rhythm. And it's a very useful feature. We were unable to test it as of now because it's not yet available. Fitbit is promising that it will add this feature to the Charge 5 at some point this fall. So it should be coming soon, but we weren't able to test it. But it's another very useful feature. And for $179 fitness tracker, I mean, that's pretty good to have features like that on there.
Yeah, it's nice to see in something that costs below $200. We're seeing it more now in watches that are, you know, $300, $400.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So outside of these features, are there any specific features that are unique to the Charge 5?
One of the things that I really like, it's not necessarily unique to the Charge 5, but something to highlight would be the wonderful sleep tracking metrics that you get. And I just really love this. And also, due to the slimmer design of this year's model, it's a little bit less bulky than the last year's model. It's more comfortable to sleep in. And that long battery life makes it practical to wear to bed. You're not having to charge it every day. In terms of battery life, we got 3 full days with the always on display enabled during the day. But overnight, in addition to your sleep duration and your sleep quality, it'll also give you that sleep score, which is always nice to be able to quickly gauge your duration and quality of your sleep. But it does some advanced tracking at night, such as your breathing rate, respiration rate. Love that. I mean, it's very useful data, especially in light of COVID-19. If you see your breathing rate going down, it could be an early indication of that you're getting sick. Heart rate variability, which is a measure of your nervous system activity. Your skin temperature variation. So it's going to tell you at night whether your body was running hotter or colder than your baseline. It takes like 3 days of wearing it to bed to determine your baseline. And then after that in the app, it'll tell you how high or low you were for the night before. And then your blood oxygen saturation, your SpO2, which is a feature that, you know, ever since COVID, we've been seeing more and more on wearables. So does these really advanced these sleep tracking metrics, which really worth calling out. I just love that.
All right. So basically, just to sort of run over it again and break it all down, the Charge 5, it's $180. It's Fitbit's most expensive tracker, but we also like it more than the $150 Luxe and the $100 Inspire 2. We've given it 4.5 stars and an Editor's Choice Award. If you want more information on the Charge 5, we have a full review up now on pcmag.com. And Angela, is there anything else that you want to add here?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like any complaints about it, I really don't have much to say. I will say that it does not have Spotify anymore. Fitbit has removed that feature. And when I asked them why, and they were sort of a little hush-hush about it, and I was like, hey, you guys didn't say anything about Spotify. What, you know, is it still available? And they said, no, their data indicated that Charge 4 users were not really using the Spotify controls. So it took it off and it added these more advanced health tracking things. So that's another feature you are going to get on the Garmin Lily if you want that. So look at the Lily if you want those music controls. And then just another thing that it took off was the Charge 4 had like an inductive button on the side of it, which would allow you to quickly go back to the watch face. You're not going to get that on this model. You navigate it completely. It has no buttons or anything, with swipes and taps on the screen. So yeah, that, and then like my only other complaints were very minor, like the watch face options. You can't customize the colors. So, I mean, it's a small thing, but I would like to be able to do that. So not too much, I mean, really not too much to complain about here.
Right. Yeah. When you balance the pros and the cons, that's basically how we came to our rating, which this is the highest rated Fitbit that we currently have up on PC Mag.
Yes, our editor's choice.
All right, so thank you for tuning in. This has been our discussion of the Fitbit Charge 5. And again, if you'd like more information, you can go to our review on PCMag.com. Thanks for watching One Cool Thing, and we'll see you again next time.
Thanks.